It's October 1st and officially spooky season. Hello my gorgeous ones, welcome to Aleisha Budget Beauty. My name is Aleisha. Here on my channel, I love all things affordable fashion, beauty, and fragrance. I do hauls, tutorials, reviews, eyeshadow palette reviews, all sorts of fun stuff. So if that sounds good to you, please subscribe, stick around, be a friend. Okay guys, yes, it's October 1st. I've got spooky season decor now in my house, so we are all the way in. And what a better way than to usher in this spooky, moody looking palette from Alter Ego Beauty. I'm actually only going to do one look on camera. This is the way I'm gonna do my videos. Now, I have used this palette 2 other times. I will put in some looks here in a minute so you guys can see it. But basically, I know you guys are here to just know, bottom line, is this a good palette or not? You don't need to see all my looks done on camera. That doesn't seem to be what you guys are interested in. So we are going to talk about this formula. We are going to talk about if I think that it is a worthy dupe of what it is duping, which is the Huda Beauty Pretty Grunge palette. And yeah, like that's why you guys are here. You just want a bottom line. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay guys, so let's open her up again and just take a look. I wasn't sure whenever this was sent to me and I opened it up. It's before I saw any social media posts from Alter Ego. I just saw the packaging when I was opening it up and I was like, all right, I mean, we know by now Alter Ego does Inspired by Palette. So I was like, what is this gonna be? And when I opened it, I was so excited. It was Inspired by Pretty Grunge because I have had Fomo about that palette ever since it came out. I never picked it up. I always kind of wished that I did, but I skipped on it. So up front with you guys, I cannot tell you definitively if this is an exact dupe as far as how it performs on the eyes. Yes, it looks very, very similar in the pans, but I do not actually own that palette. I never purchased it, always regretted it, but I'm so excited now to have this one. Definitely cheaper, obviously, than the original. And I'm also excited because this is basically, this is the Mirage palette. This is kind of a cool toned version of this palette. So this one, Mirage, was inspired by the Huda Beauty Empowered palette. I also do not own that one. And then Pretty Grunge came out and it's sort of a cool toned, more like mysterious version of that. And what I loved so much about the Mirage palette is this black cream shadow in here because it is amazing, you guys. It is such a good formula. It helps with popping it on and then putting a shimmer on top and making it pop. It also works great as a liner. It is so smooth and just such an awesome formula. And this is honestly, the Mirage palette is my favorite Alter Ego palette, maybe other than Wildwood. And then now we have the cool tone version basically. So I'm gonna actually scoot. I am gonna go ahead and pop in some swatches of the shimmers. And so we do have 6 shimmers in here, these 2 rows. I also like how this is laid out. It really makes sense to me. And then we have the cream shadow here in the middle, a black matte. And I can tell you guys, I have already used half of the shades in here. I'm gonna use the other half today on camera, but so far, so good. And I can tell you guys, I love the shade Cluster right here. It's sort of a silvery, lavender, really beautiful. It has nice sparkles to it. It's a little bit hard to see with how bright the camera is showing it right here. But you guys, it is so pretty. I love this one. It performs great. So I've already used that one. And I did use Secrets as well. It is the marbled purpley, but like with a black dark base. So this one is not quite as sparkly. But I love that it has this black base to it so you can really get that moody kind of dark shimmer thing going. And then I've also used Dream in the inner corner. And I'm just gonna go ahead and start popping in the pictures of the looks. This is how I'm doing my videos from now on, by the way. I will explain why in the next video that you guys will see. I made a video explaining why this is how I'm reviewing palettes now. But I have already used this twice, and as you can see, the looks are awesome. I love that you can go really dark, moody, almost like goth, you know, with the blacks. The black matte is so good. Such a good matte formula in here. And then you can also smoke it up with a deep, deep, deep brown. The cream shadow goes well. And then you can also do a really pretty, more kind of mauve-y tone. So these over here are more of that sort of purpley mauve tone to them. They're not fully neutral. And then these two rows here are more of like your neutral base. And that's what I'm going to focus on today because I have not used those yet. But I am gonna use the black cream in here so I can just show you, you know, how it performs. So far, so good on this. I mean, like I said, I don't have the Huda one to compare it to, but for the price on this, I already really love this palette and think it is so good. And also, I just think the packaging is so pretty. I think Alter Ego has been nailing their packaging. And even though it's cardboard, it is one of the most like substantial, kind of heavy, thick quality cardboard of all of them that are out there. So really impressed so far. Perfect little spooky season release. But now we're gonna go into, I'm just gonna do one look, not too much so we can keep this video short, and then I'll wrap up all my thoughts at the end. All right, so I'm gonna go in with Nutmeg, this deepest brown down here. And I'm just gonna pop that in this outer, you see how pigmented? Like that has some awesome pigment. I really have found that when Alter Ego is, oh my gosh, I had glitter on, or shimmer on that finger and forgot. When they are going for their Huda dupes, I just feel like the quality is awesome. And the mattes are so good. Super pigmented. All right, next I am gonna go in with Pale right here. And just pop this in the inner portion of the eye. This is a really pretty, cool toned, sort of clay-like shade. And honestly, on me, that almost turns like a lavender. Sometimes like light grays kind of can have like a purpley tone on me, or even regular grays. So this turns almost like a lavender on me. Okay, now I kind of want to warm it up a little bit. So I'm actually going to take Fawn and I'm going to place that right here in the center because I think that'll look really cool there. Oh yeah, I do like that. Wow, this has really good pigment to it too. This is sort of a caramel shade. I really like this shade a lot. All right, those blended so nicely. Next, I'm gonna take Ember, middle shade, and I think I'm gonna start here in the middle to see how deep. Okay, it's not super deep, so I'll probably just keep this here in the middle, and then I'll go back in with Nutmeg, that deeper shade, and connect it to the top of the lid. Okay, now I'm gonna take Petal, this middle shade here, and I'm just gonna kind of run that here in the middle to make sure that I'm blending this in a little bit better. And the shade does a good job of that. Okay, now I'm actually gonna take Velvet, is the last matte I haven't used. This top kind of almost a buttercream, and I'm just gonna blend out these edges and soften it up a little bit with that. And by the way, I forgot to mention, this whole time I've been using Alter Ego brushes as well, and I do have the primer on my eyes. Okay, I'm gonna take this flat brush. This is number 202, and this is what I'm going to pick up the black cream base, and see how opaque this is? It is such a cool base to put down. And it also, I mean, it slides just like butter if you want to use it as a liner. It just, whoop, so easy to use. Okay, and I'm actually gonna pick up Moon, this top shade here. It's kind of like a slate, smoky gray. And I'm gonna start just patting that into the black base. And then I'm gonna go in with Mist and lay that down right next to it. And then Twinkle is actually the other shimmer I have not used yet. So we're gonna pop that right here in the inner corner. Okay, I think this looks super cool, the inner corner. I'm definitely gonna put on some lashes liner, and I'm gonna use an Alter Ego lipstick as well and tell you guys which one I used. But the names go with those shimmers so well. Like Mist really does look like just like a mist of fog on top of that black. So cool. And then Moon is real deep and dark with just like little subtle moon sparkles in it. And then Twinkle in the inner corner, it pops like a twinkling star. I just think it's so pretty. So, all right, let me go ahead and put on the liner lashes, pick a lip, and then we'll wrap up all my thoughts on Misthaven. Okay, you guys, so the lashes are on. Look how pretty this is. Oh my goodness. That inner corner is just so pretty. The blend is beautiful. And for the lip, I'm actually wearing by Alter Ego the shade Jealousy. It's a really pretty like mauve borderlining, like sort of berry-like, but more mauve-like. It's a liquid lipstick, and I love using this for like pictures, but then of course any liquid lipstick gets a little bit drying, so I have to put a gloss on, but I think it's so pretty for just like your overall picture look. And something else I want to recommend, I forgot to say, is I actually used Twinkle as my highlight. And then in the goth sort of Halloween look, I used Plum as my blush. And it is a little cool tone and looks a little sallow in the look, but it was perfect for like a spooky season look. And then I think I actually used Cluster as well as a little bit of like a highlight in that spooky look. So you can definitely play with the shimmers and a few of the mattes for the face as well. But stunning. I think this is my favorite of the three looks. I forgot to even mention that the one look that I was putting in is more of like a Halloween look. And I think this palette's great for that. This is a really versatile palette because you can use the black in here if you're a makeup artist or you do SFX or something like that, you know, costume type of makeup. That black is so good. It's almost like a face paint. But then it's also really easy to use for beginners and, you know, as a base like I did for the shimmers. But then, like I said, as a liner, you could even use this, you know, in travel. You don't have to take an eyeliner with you. You can use that instead. I think this palette is so good. I kind of just wish Alter Ego would just stick to like this formula for all of their palettes. Even if they are doing dupe palettes, just stick with this formula because I think it's so good. I think this is so beautiful. I think a lot of people would enjoy this. You can use this year round, not just spooky season time. Really, really impressed. I say it's 2 thumbs up for me. I think it's a big success. I recommend if you're interested that you get it. And this is a different style of video for me. Obviously, I only did one look on camera, but this is how I'll be doing it in the future. And again, if you want to hear my thoughts on why I'm doing that, watch my video tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, have fun shopping, budget shopping, and happy October. Bye.